Hello, welcome back to Call of Sentinels. Gonna be looking at the third campaign mission. That's weird to say for a game like this. But yes, it has a campaign. If you haven't caught the previous videos, it's pretty nifty for a bullet-heaven horde survival type genre game. Just going through the meta here and spending my meta. One of the more interesting metas here is Talisman of Fortune, which gives you 1 to 3 boons at the beginning of a match, depending whether you have it maxed out or not. Very interesting boon, or meta. There's obviously the self-revive. I'm like, do I really want to get that? Do I need it yet? I haven't died yet, so I'm like, let's find something else to get. With my 700 bucks and 2 green coins. So far I feel like the meta's done pretty well in this game. Like, this is after what? 4 total runs? 2 on the first map and 2 on the second map, and I have almost to the final tier of meta already. That's not bad. Again, I said last time I'm not going to be playing both characters. I'm just going to go in with Azuri. I think I like her slightly better. I like her voice actress better, maybe? And the spear, we don't have a new weapon yet. We get a new weapon by finishing small.
It's time to deliver a final blow to the Queen of Ruins. In her lair, she's confident that the victory will be hers. It's time to show her our true power and dispel her naive illusions.
Again, there's a weird pause. Oh, here's that meta I was talking about. So I get a free boon right at the beginning of match, which is kind of nice.
These lands belong to me by birthright, and I won't let anyone take them away from me. Do you have anything to say before your ignoble death?
Yes, I'd like to tell, stop this useless bloodshed. Surrender.
There you can see I was not actually trying to get that one. I just happened to walk into it before I realized it spawned, and then I was like, oh no! But the plan for this build was to focus on the ranged attack, the special, so your right click in this game. You'll definitely see through this run how, I don't want to say weak, but you can't really rely on it like you can rely on the left click, your melee attack as much. So look at, I'm already getting like overwhelmed already. Like, yes, this is a new map, it's obviously a little bit more challenging. But you'll see through this run, like, it's hard. It's hard to use only the special. Especially with auto aim. I feel like if I turned off auto aim when I was doing this weapon, it might have went a little bit better because the auto aim tends to focus on the nearest target, not the biggest clump of enemies, which is kind of what you want to be using the piercing throwing attack for, is a big clump of enemies, because it goes through them and then comes back doing pretty good damage. But because it focuses on whoever's closest, it's kind of weak in that regard. Whereas for the melee attack, that's obviously what you want it to do, is focus on the closest enemy. Most of the time, anyways. So, we're gonna do ranged poison. Here I'm trying to decide if I want to try something new, or just go with what I know works. I went with poison trailing, because I'm like kiting a lot, I guess, so I thought that would help me. Unfortunately for me, there is a pillar in the middle of this room, so I'm like hiding in a circle which the enemies, as you can see, kind of just stay in the middle. Especially the ranged enemies. You also see during this run, like, the quests are kind of challenging. Like, with, obviously this build's kind of weak, but, like, you don't get very much time. Like, I don't want to say it's a meta thing, because it's not. Because you'll see in my second run where I don't do a range, it didn't matter. But it definitely felt like the quest got a little more challenging. Because you just don't get a lot of time, I feel, to complete the quests. As you see, the blue knight guys now are just normal enemies. I'm assuming they don't have as much health as they did in the last map where they were the bosses. So now they're just kind of normal dudes.
Burn in the fire, champion!
Water puts fire out. You have already tried. Sentinel Orion, give me the power
There
to
I go
put out
again.
the
I
fire.
like didn't mean to get water right there. But yeah, I see like how hard it is to focus fire this photo with the ranged attack. It's pretty bad. It's like I really didn't want this, but I just didn't care that much. I didn't mean to take water at all. But yeah, range definitely feels really weak right now. At least my build I have going feels. It was really hard not to left click. I was trying not to left click this whole match, to be fair. I feel like more or less like leaving in between left and your special is probably more valuable, even if you're not focusing on your left click. The left click is just so strong. Because it attacks really fast, it does high single target DPS. But yeah, you see I'm struggling real bad, and especially with this quest. So what I'm talking about, if you don't like get them all really fast, they spread out a lot. It didn't help that like there's also the fire things spinning around the pillar that I'm trying to avoid as well, and I'm panicking because I'm low on health already. And then this quest is where it goes really wrong. I gotta stay in the circle with this build that's doing pretty low DPS.
Power of water is helping me.
Honestly, the water, it was actually helping me. What she said is true. Like, the tsunami, like, that was really good, honestly. It was pretty powerful. Obviously, we got it to tier 2. Whereas everything else was pretty low tier. But it was pretty strong. It gave, like, the spear a lot more aim. It's going out, it doesn't come back, but the spear still comes back. I was thinking if withering affects the ranged attack there, and I think it does, because it doesn't specify left or right. But yeah, this this map turned up the difficulty with the rotating fire things. Also, their pattern changed.
My gargoyles will tear you
that.
apart.
I think you're close to the agony.
Mini boss? Like a mini boss fight too? So there's just not very much time on these quests. Like I had like 10 seconds to kill 10 enemies in the circle. It was pretty challenging. It's like I really didn't want that. The reroll? Nope. Take the dash. I take it. With my 15 HP. I don't believe, like, the enemies in this zone, this quest, don't drop healing crystals. And if they did, it was very infrequent. Like, I was like, where'd all the healing go during this run? Yeah, this portal ain't getting destroyed. If you haven't noticed, my build is not doing well. Down to 6 health. Yeah, it's really hard to focus down an enemy with the range attack. Because they have to be the... I guess with a caveat, it has to be with the auto aim. It's hard because the auto aim is trying to do with the closest enemy. I was thinking about spending my mana. No, I'm just gonna go back in. I'm gonna try like the builds that I feel actually work.
It's time to deliver a
Same
final
character,
blow
same
to
weapon.
the Queen of Ruins.
So again, the reason I was looking at the meta, I was like, is this a meta issue?
No
Or
matter
was it a
how
build
hard,
issue?
the Sentinels are foundation of
It
our
was a
world.
build issue.
If there are no
Spoilers.
Sentinels, there are nothing.
We're gonna be going more melee, sorry, left click build this time. And you'll see how just infinitely easier it was. To be fair, we got some things that we didn't get on the last run either, but I mean, it's because the build was stronger at the beginning. So I would say if you're trying to utilize the throwing portion of the spear as your main build element, you have to turn off auto aim. It just doesn't do well with auto aim at all. Unlike the melee portion of the spear, which destroys really efficiently when you're down auto aim. I don't know, I like auto aim because then you don't have to focus on that, you can just try to focus on dodging. Utilizing the wheels, going for that chain lightning. Trying to keep the hordes down. Basically another reason I'm not going to be playing both characters. Because I could die now. That is a threat. Like, it's actually getting decently challenging without even upping the difficulty. It's still just on normal. But the difficulty increase from the first map to this map is apparent.
Sentinel of Earth, help me!
Both of those boons were actually pretty good. I was just trying to decide what I wanted to focus on. Because again, there's like the codex of all the powers. I don't think I would max out the withering one. Or not the withering one, the root one. I was trying to change it up a little bit. I still don't know if this one... I just knew that the melee attack is so much better than throwing builds. Just because it's just keeping the hordes down is so much easier. And I was like, do I want poisonous fog? As cool as it sounds, like I'm like, I'm gonna go with what works. I didn't want to lose a second time in a row from trying out new stuff again. I guess that's kind of what I will do in the future is when I do a new run is try out more new stuff. So if I fail, then I can just go back to what's powerful, in quotations.
Do you really think it will be that easy? Burn in the fire, champion!
Water puts fire out. You have already tried. Sentinel Orion,
I almost
give
do it
me the
again. I
power
almost
to
go for
put out the
water.
fire.
I'm like, wait, I have a choice. Not that water is bad, I'm trying to do poison and lightning. because I know those are pretty strong together. Even the low water one does have like the steam one, which is pretty strong. We might be forced to take water at some point, so that's why I'm trying to not take water as well. But yeah, this whole section right here with the fires swirling is super interesting and challenging at the same time. It's just like a constant threat. Like, and I'm like, gonna take poison. It's super good, but so is power of growth. I'm super curious when the game's gonna make an anti-melee, because so far the game's not too anti-melee. There's surely gonna be something that's gonna punish you for going melee, right? So far, like, yeah, like, there's not too many enemies that punish you too harshly. Especially when you kill them pretty quickly, because of how strong the melee is. There's the legendary, or the poison, or nature Sentinel.
I need treatment.
So it basically summons a summon that heals you. It draws aggro. The enemies want to kill it, basically. Like, they'll target it over you. And it also damages things a little bit. So out of the 3 legendaries that we've seen so far, the fire has the Phoenix on kill, on a chance on kill. Water has the water elemental chance on kill, and then the poison or nature sentinel has the
Pitiful
deer
world! My
nature
gargoyles
summon,
will tear
which,
you apart!
it's so good, as you'll see later
I
in this
think you're close to the agony.
yeah, the poison legendary is so much better than the fire and water. I haven't seen the lightning. Well, spoilers, I didn't see it. It was in the tutorial, but we haven't seen it run yet. But the poison one is really strong because it does so many things where the water and the fire ones don't do. The water and the fire ones don't really draw aggro that I saw. They don't have any utility, they don't heal you. They only do damage. There's the poison one heals you, it grabs aggro, and it does damage. Though not very much damage, as we'll see later on. And it kind of cheats the healing a little bit. Just because I wanted to make sure I did not lose. Because again, I haven't seen the end of this map yet, because I died the first time, as you saw. But look at the difference in this build. Like, that portal had no chance. Whereas in the last build, we were struggling. Again, that's a kind of a targeting slash the range attack issue. Again, the range attack I think would be much better if you turned off auto. I kind of wish this game had an override, but I guess that would be kind of hard to say. Well, no, it would just be another button that you'd have to hold down or something, or a toggle to turn off the auto.
I've got a stage in my sight.
When you need it to. I'm still kind of getting beat up. Not as bad as the other. It is hard to stay in that radius. To be fair though, it does draw aggro, so it's a little safer than the pillar of light that the lightning guy gives. Like, that one's, it's bigger, but it's harder to stay in as well. Again, I'm struggling with getting the tier 3 or trying to see what the rest of the power of growth does. Tough choice. Here I'm like, hold up. These are the last 2 enemies. See, they literally don't attack me. It draws aggro that's so strong. It does damage like occasionally. It's not always doing damage. And the healing is kind of slow, as you can see. I'm just standing there, just like waiting. I think I kill this final enemy before it kills it, because I want to see if I get healed during the cutscene. I think I have a lot of health.
Enough! It's time to show you the full power of the Queen!
I was waiting so long for when you dared to fight me on your own.
Well, here's the Queen of Ruins fight. Our first, I guess, kind of big boss. It completes this act.
These lands are mine.
In case you haven't noticed, this part is so easy. I don't want to make the boss fight was just super easy. Our signal target was out to Wazoo. Like, look at this. She's just melting. Like, I was just like, oh, I'm not gonna die during this. Just focus fire. She keeps teleporting, which is kind of annoying, but like, that was so easy.
My kingdom. My golems. My dreams.
Your judgment is still clouded. The Sentinels will help you clear it out of filth.
Again, I think her voice lines are pretty funny compared to the male character. Though, I mean, I haven't beat it with the male characters. I don't know what he says during that, but that's pretty funny what she says there. So now we should have unlocked the new weapon. We'll have to see that next time.